Mast, Florida Congressman, member of the House Foreign Affairs. Great to have you in focus. I want to start with where we are right now on the topic of China, and then I'll work back because I think the hearing today and the ones yesterday have an interconnection, but we'll get there. First of all, why don't we know more about the spy flight?
Well, let's start with where we're at, as you said, and the spy flight as well. And I think it creates an opportunity to present a larger national security challenge, and that is this. Joe Biden is the biggest national security challenge that we have because he is not a credible threat. If we know that there is a balloon coming our way and he makes a threat about that balloon, but it continues to go across the breadth of our nation and China doesn't care, then they do not consider him a threat. And the Taliban and Al-Qaeda did not consider him a threat when we were withdrawing from Afghanistan. Vladimir Putin does not consider him a threat. That is the big national security challenge that is posed by him being president. Why don't we know more about this balloon? Because it's something that the administration didn't want anybody to know about. They knew that this was taking place, that these existed around the globe. When you look at Secretary of State Antony Blinken, he only canceled his trip to China, not because of everything that they knew was taking place. They only canceled it because the American people found out. They don't want the American people to be in the know.
Look, China, Taliban, Putin don't consider him a threat. What about Iran? I mean, how much damage gets done when you just let another nation invade your airspace?
A hefty amount of damage. It continues into those dominoes. I think Afghanistan was the first domino of all of those, but each and every action where he allows America to be stepped on sends a message to foreign intelligence agencies, whether it's Iran, whether it's North Korea, whether it's Venezuela, or any of our allies. They're looking at that and saying, what does this president do? How does he react or not react? And they read into it.
I do want to get to, and we don't have to spend much time on it, but I don't want to miss the interconnection. There is connective tissue between those two hearings on China on the Hill yesterday and what we're seeing with these Twitter execs. And at the heart of both of those 2 days of hearings is China.
Yep. And you look at China, and we all understand that it's a threat. You now have, fortunately, Speaker Kevin McCarthy put together a select China committee to actually take this seriously for the first time in years, compiling members from all committees to actually look at all of the things where China is invading airspace with a balloon, buying up space in the Bahamas, in ports in the Bahamas or either side of the Panama Canal, buying up farm area in the United States of America or outside of military bases, collecting our intellectual property, looking at us through TikTok or other means of social media. For the first time, we have a committee that is truly taking that seriously, and so my hat's off to Kevin McCarthy on that.
And that's the point. I mean, we don't know that Twitter, particularly relevant to today's hearing, was the only group listening to the federal government to suppress information that might touch a presidential candidate in 2020, Joe Biden. Facebook should be looked at. TikTok's got to be looked at. That's the China connection. And we know there's a whole lot flowing with them looking at us. What are they manipulating in that sense? Wow, so much to get to. Your last quick thought.
Yeah, manipulating anything that they can. We should be under no illusion that China wants to be stronger than the United States of America, and they'll do anything they can to get there.
Congressman Mast, always great to have you in focus. I saw the salute. We salute you too, and we're so grateful for your military service.
Thank you. All the best.
All the best.